Ya, selamat datang. Ibu, apa kabar? Welcome. Perawat saya. Jawa Barat. Terima kasih.
Salam siapa dulu di Pekalongan?
Moga-moga, yuk silakan.
Kepada para tamu hadirin dipersilakan.
Oh, saya nyapa.
So all the guests, please.
Welcome. Welcome. Ibu, selamat datang.
Saya dari Indonesia, Pak.
Iya. Saya rasa sama begitu. Being looked upon. Jadi saya berharap para perawat bukan hanya di tempat kerjanya saja mempromosikan gaya hidup yang sehat, tetapi di lingkungan rumahnya. Karena hampir selalu para perawat itu memiliki tempat yang khusus di masyarakat kita. Masyarakat kita ini unik. Kalau saya perhatikan Bapak Ibu, dokter atau perawat, tapi dokter atau perawat kalau duduk di mana saja, naik kereta, naik pesawat, kalau tanya profesinya apa, dokter, perawat, gitu. Kecenderungannya orang yang ngajak ngobrol langsung konsultasi, iya kan? Langsung konsultasi. Wah, saya punya masalah ini, mendadak praktek. Saya mengalami itu sekarang. Kalau saya ketemu dengan siapapun, biasanya langsung tanya, Pak Anies, di tempat saya ada masalah ini Pak, saya mau konsultasi. Oh ya, gitu. Jadi saya juga sekarang 24 jam praktek, Bu. I was just telling to our nurse that often being a medical doctor or being a nurse, whenever you have interactions in a third space, like if you're flying or if you're traveling, taking a bus, whoever sit next to you, as soon as they know you're a doctor, suddenly they started to have a consultations with you. So you suddenly, have a chat with you on health regarding with their health issues. But anyway, it means you are a reference. Itu artinya Bapak Ibu adalah rujukan. Bapak Ibu adalah tempat untuk bertanya, tempat untuk mendapatkan informasi. Manfaatkan itu untuk melakukan perubahan di lingkungan tempat kita tinggal masing-masing. Nah, Bapak sekalian, izinkan saya mengakhiri di sini dengan mengucapkan terima kasih. Allow me to end my welcoming remark to all of you. I would like to extend my gratitude to the committee for your effort to hold this conference, and may all the participants have great experience of the conference, experience of the city, and don't forget, you come here to Jakarta, yes, for conference, but put extra day, enjoy Jakarta a little bit. Yeah. Enjoy Jakarta a little bit. We have quite a few destinations that you can go through. Shopping is also interesting. We'd like to have you shopping here in Jakarta. But also historical sites, and if you're coming from outside Indonesia, we have the often overlooked for our domestic visitor. This may not be your most interesting destinations, but for our international visitor, this may be an interesting destination. That is the miniature of Indonesia. It's a park that hosted almost every culture, every region in this country. Just for your information, The entire nation consists of 264 million people, and we're speaking more than 700 languages. It composed of more than 400 ethnic groups. This is an extremely diverse nation, and we are held together because we speak one common language, and that one common language that make everyone in this room being together without translator. Yeah, because we all speak one language. Even at times of trying, in which we have conflicts, we went through all this process. We have conflicts. Some of these conflicts were very tough. But when parties that have conflicts come together into the table for a negotiations, for finding solutions, they come to the same table and they need no translator. They speak the same language. That is the glue of the nations. And I hope that you had the opportunity to visit the park and to visit our national park, which is also across the street from the City Hall, and have the experience not only of Jakarta, but the journey of Indonesia. Because almost all journey of Indonesia is taking place in this very city. This is the city where all the landmarks of our historical path is taking place in this city. Again, welcome to Jakarta. Enjoy Jakarta. Enjoy the conference. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For us that you have your first international national conference of the nurse, and it is conducted in Jakarta. And when I received the letter informing about this conference, immediately we said, yes, indeed, we would love to welcome you for a dinner here at City Hall. And my apologies, I'm welcoming, but you are actually welcoming physically to me, because you came earlier. I came a bit late. However, this conference, as it was outlined earlier, is very important for not only for the profession of nurse, but for all of us in general. We all know the importance of nurse, and if I'm talking about nurse here, I'm speaking to the choir. This is saya seperti berceramah pada orang beriman, Pak. Karena ya tentu saja berkhotbah pada orang beriman, karena Bapak Ibu sudah tahu persis gitu pentingnya. Dan saya cek gitu, nurse itu just another word to describe a person strong enough to tolerate anything, but soft enough to understand anyone. Itulah nurse. Kira-kira. Dan nurse itu memang hadir dengan it comes with comfort, passion, compassion, caring. Dan often it's hard to describe what nurse are actually doing. Not difficult in the sense of we don't have enough words, but it combined from technical skill to the presence of feelings. Dan saya tadi sempat di jalan saya lihat apa yang ditulis tentang nurse ini. Saya baca boleh ya? As a nurse, this is ibu ini bapak nih. You have the opportunity to heal the mind, soul, heart, and body of your patients, their family, and ourselves. However, nurse names are often forgotten. People don't actually remember the name of the nurse, but the caring can never be forgotten. It can never be forgotten. And you are present at times in which the last breath is taken, but nurse also there when the first breath is also taken. Hadirnya perawat di saat nafas terakhir itu hilang, tapi juga perawat hadir di saat nafas pertama hadir. Itulah perawat. Tentu lebih senang menyaksikan yang kedua dibanding menyaksikan yang pertama. Tetapi karakter dari nurse ini juga unik, karena dengan para perawat inilah insya Allah dokter-dokter terselamatkan dari secara tidak sengaja membuat kita ambil nafas yang terakhir. Karena nurse lah yang menyelamatkan juga kita di situ. Bapak Ibu sekalian yang saya hormati, dalam kesempatan ini izinkan saya menyampaikan apresiasi that the Indonesian National Nurse Association is undertaking this conference, in which research done by nurses in the country and also inviting speakers from our friendly countries to share state-of-the-art approach, and also for you to share some of your field findings, research, for many of your colleagues in the professions to learn from one another. One of the important components of meetings like this is not only about the gathering, the networking, but the exchange of experience and knowledge. There are breakthroughs that without this kind of meetings may only stays in that particular facilities. With this kind of meetings, then it can be a lesson learned being practiced somewhere else, and the benefit could also be felt by more people other than those who are currently benefiting from the breakthrough. So we always appreciate whenever there is conference like this happening in Jakarta. And for us here in the city, Jakarta itself, to many of you who are coming from outside Indonesia, this city was built around 491 years ago. So this is not a new city in that sense. However, as a city that is growing as big as it is, that's only happening after the Second World War. Before the Second World War, this is pretty much a small city. In 1945, the citizen of Jakarta, the resident of Jakarta, was around 250,000 people at that time. Today, we have more than 10 million people within the territory, and if you include Greater Jakarta, it could reach up to 25 million people. So we have grown so much. Now, the challenge whenever we are talking about populations that is growing that large is the issue that reach almost everyone. That is the issue that is on everybody's mind, health. Number one issue is health. And this is also the same thing in Jakarta. When people said traffic is number one issue, you must be middle class of Jakarta. That number one, you have a car, therefore you're worried about traffic. Number two, your health issue has been taken care of. But if you're talking about the overall aspirations of the people, what is your number one issue? It will be employment, it will be health, it will be education. Those are the key issues that Jakartans care the most. If you are jobless, traffic jam is never an issue, because you don't have to go anywhere else. We are jobless if you have no job. So employment, health, education, those are key challenges that the city is facing. Now, with regard to health, there are four components at least: environment, behavior, health services, and also heredity. So now the issues that we are now having challenge is on the health services. We're happy to report that Jakarta is now I believe we have 98% of our populations is covered by insurance. That was a jump in 6 months. Before that, we had only around 76%. And then we pushed, they were happy that we reached around 98%. So we can say that here in Jakarta, universal health coverage is truly present. And we can claim that now. These are the work of our team. I'm the one announcing it. So these are the work of our team. We're just pushing, and I'm making sure that the money is allocated, the fiscal is allocated there. The other aspect that is also critical here for us in Jakarta is about way of life, lifestyle, and health matters. It impacts to our health, obviously. The challenge here in Jakarta, we have quite a challenging environmental issues. Number one is water. 40% of our populations don't have access to pipe water. And if you don't have access to pipe water, meaning clean water, we're not yet talking about drinkable water. We're talking about clean water. The cost to our health is so huge Therefore, one of our priority today is to make sure that the entire population of Jakarta can be serviced by pipe water, hopefully drinking water. As we develop our infrastructure, it is better to develop infrastructure for the highest target, that is drinkable water, instead of just clean water. We're pursuing into that directions, and hopefully with that, we'll be able to provide one of the source of life for so many of our residents. But next is about lifestyle, and I do hope that not only people in the medical profession are promoting a healthy lifestyle, but almost everyone. And nurse is definitely key player. And you are key player not only in your health services facilities, but we do hope you are the champion in your community, because nurse is always